So how do you create value? How do you do that? Where do you even begin? Well, you have absolutely tons of value. It's just tapping into it. So many things that you do can be valuable to people. For example, Amazon. Post just arrived, right? I just got an item from Amazon. What? No, seriously. So here's what I got, okay? This is a Schrader adapter for a bicycle pump. If you have a bicycle pump that has the wrong size fitting, you can get one of these little adapters and you can connect it. I needed one so I can pump up my bike tires, right? Problem, solution. Okay, so what I do is I make a little quick video of myself testing out this adapter, and I go and I fit it onto my air compressor. I pump up the bike tire, boom, done. I now have something that I can give to other people. You can join the Amazon influencer program and you can review products and you can post those video reviews. And so long as you do it sufficiently well that, and you keep within their guidelines, there's a few little things to learn. You can then create value for other people from all the things that you've already learned, and you find the sweet spot, you find the zone. I've actually created a diagram for this zone, which works really, really well. It's absolutely amazing, in fact. I've been plugging it in and you can look at all the top influencers and you can see that they've nailed this. And it's just a 3-part diagram, and it has authenticity, passion, expertise. Those are the 3 things. You have to be real. That's authenticity. Okay, your goal here is not to try and pull the wool over anyone's eyes. It's to try and help people. You're just focused on giving value. That's all you have to do. And it works. Passion, best things for you to talk about are the things that matter to you. The stuff that matters to you the most has the most passion for you. That is important. And then the other one is expertise. What do you already know a lot about? Whatever it is that you know a lot about, you know more about than most people, because everyone has a different area of focus. Pick something. Let's say your area of expertise is camera tripods, right? There's a lot of people out there that need a camera tripod and they need to know more about camera tripods, and you have that information. So you can create a tutorial. What sort of things about camera tripods can you think of that are going to be useful for people to know? Right? It's a piece of cake. So the Amazon influencer program is one way to make money, and Amazon has really understood this whole thing. And so they are now empowering people to create value for their platform. They are trying to catch the influencers because they've understood this new thing that the audience is the key. And so they want to give a very big opportunity to people who are audience builders and who already have audiences to come work on their platform and make videos for them. Top Amazon influencers are now making $20,000 a month reviewing products. They have to review a lot of products. I came across somebody who's making over $20,000 a month, and they've now reviewed in total about 3,000 products, which is a lot of stuff. They do about 10 reviews a day. But most of these reviews are really short little videos. I mean, some of them are literally 1-minute videos. Random example, I just got this camera tripod. Here's what it does. Here's why I like it. I think this is actually really robust. It's solid metal. These clips hold the thing really firmly. You can do these angles with it. You can do blah, blah, blah. This is how high it goes up. I'm really happy with my camera tripod. Boom. You've got a piece of content, right? What else have we got? Check it's for sale on Amazon. Yep, currently for sale. Boom. Make a little video review on it. So that's basically the formula of what those guys have done. And they're now making 20 grand a month. Amazon gets it. And they're poaching influencers from YouTube. People are now making content for Amazon. It's an interesting game. So the thing to do, really, to get this going is to pick a topic. I mean, the brand could be just you. If you have a lot of personality, you can create what's called a personal brand, which is basically like you. Mr. Beast is a personal brand, right? Or you can create a brand focused around a topic, like I did with Herbs Health and Happiness, right? Herbs Health and Happiness is not about me at all. Nobody gives a damn. They give a damn about natural health information, the healing power of nature, herbalism, all that kind of stuff. Has a nice big audience base. I've studied it tons, done loads and loads of research. I'm really, really interested in health, obviously, because lots of people are, because it's like, I'm just trying to stay alive here. You know what I mean? Aren't we all? So that is a huge point and a huge focus for a lot of people. People will do almost anything to improve their health. Health is so valuable. People will spend absolute fortunes on it. And so They just want the best solution they can find. If you can help them do that in some way, so what are the things that have helped you be the most healthy? What has made the most profound differences in your life, health-wise? You're not trying to sell anyone anything iffy. You're not trying to promote anything that you don't already know about. You know what I mean? All of these points, the things that really matter to you, the things that have made a biggest difference for you, that's all value. We all have tons of value, and the internet has created this new way for us to share it and to build our own platform based on giving value. That's the key. That's the fundamental key that unlocks the door. And then you just, after a while, you get better at presenting that value and conveying it to people. Remember Tai Lopez? Genius. He walks into the garage with his Ferrari there and he goes, you know what I like even more than this Ferrari? Knowledge. And it was like, hooked instantly. It was so brilliant. It was such a brilliant pitch. And he was right as well, because it was his knowledge. Remember the trigram thing that I was talking about? It was his knowledge that enabled him to build the brand that he's built, and his passion and his authenticity. So all of those three things were beautifully encapsulated. Pick any influencer. Do you know Shmi, who does the car reviews? He came up from the streets just like everybody else. He's super passionate about fast cars, right? Which is a thing that loads and loads of people love, obviously. But he's super, super into it. It's perfect for him. He knows tons about them, expertise, and authenticity. He's not faking his interest. He's not faking his knowledge. And he only wants to share the real information. He's not going to BS people about something. You know what I mean? He's looking for the best. And so look at the results. The combination of those three things, and then just giving value as much as you can. So the best way to do this is to start making that content, start sharing that value, and kind of naturally find the themes and the topics that matter the most to you and that you are best able to create value for other people focused around. And then honestly, the best thing to do after that is to buy some advertising. Create the best thing that you possibly can and give it away. And then create an ad where you stick that in front of people. When you've got something really good, right, that's worth people's time and worth their attention, that's the point when you run an ad. And so that's what I did with my first big Facebook page, Herbs Health and Happiness. There's a lot of details, but that brand blew up. And I went from 0 followers to having 2 million followers. I had 2 big Facebook pages, same content. 2 million followers at the end of 1 year. And it was generating big 5-figure incomes by the end of that year. My best ever month was $93,000 revenue with about $3,000 expenses. I mean, it was really profitable. And then I made a bunch of mistakes, huge mistakes, in fact. I didn't really get this to the level that I got this now. And I mean, it's life. You can only learn it one way, and that's by living it and by doing it and doing your best. It's what we all do. But now I've really got the formula. What Mr. Beast did, which is absolute genius, he cracked this basically before pretty much anybody. And it's not actually rocket science. He just sussed it. And there's a very interesting reason why people don't suss it. It's because of where we came from and how the world has shifted and how it's changed the environment. It's alien to us to give everything away. We are creatures. If I have 2 apples and I give those 2 apples to you, what happens? I now have no apples. I could starve. Okay, I have to hold on to my apples. I have to make sure nobody takes them from me, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to eat. And that's life or death. That's the world we came from, is the world where we have to jealously guard what we have and keep it back from everybody. We're still running on that piece of software mostly. In the internet environment, it's all different. The more you give, the more the audience wants to follow you, because they have a billion choices. Okay, they could follow anybody and they don't have time, and you're literally one swipe or one click away from extinction. They're looking for the most awesome value they can find. Scroll, scroll, scroll. If you don't have good value, if you're not offering good, it's next. Instantly, you're done. Whereas if you have more value than other people, they're like, okay, I'm on this. And if you're yep, and it's going to keep on coming, then they're like, follower. And then what you do at that point is you don't start taking from them, you keep giving to them. So what Mr. Beast did was he just started making the most valuable video that he possibly could. And then instead of taking the profits and running with it and jealously holding on to it, what did he do? He funneled the most of that money that he possibly could into the next video and giving even more value. I mean, he was going so big on that giving value. He got to the point where he was like, right, what's the most value I can possibly give? He was like, how about I just open a bank and give away free money? Genius, right? So he did that video, blew up. And then with the advertising revenue that he got from that, he then had a certain amount of money to spend on the next video, which was even bigger. And everyone was like, what's he going to do next? This is wild. And look at the results. And now he has millions of followers, and he has more clout than McDonald's, and he has more clout than Hershey's. He created the Mr. Beast burger and broke the world record for like the most burgers sold in one day. So all of what he did was just him getting started, and the goal was getting the audience. And the audience is the most valuable thing you can possibly have. Zuckerberg understands this. Like a few years ago, he was quoted as saying, there's no point in even monetizing an audience until you have 1 billion followers. Well, that's easy for him to say, obviously, because he has about 3 platforms that have over 1 billion followers. But he's right, in the sense that Mr. Beast wasn't trying to monetize his audience. He was just trying to grow that audience because he realized, he got it, that was the key factor in massive success. And my own example, I built up sort of 4 million followers, and that audience of 4 million followers continues to pay me every night while I'm asleep. The automated Facebook posting thing, the scheduler, will take my Facebook posts, put them in front of the audience. Some of those people will go to my website. Websites have some ads on it and some offers and that kind of stuff. And I make money while I sleep that way. I've made money while I sleep on autopilot every single night for over 10 years, every single day, even if I was to stay in bed all day. But the thing about that is that you have to keep on giving value in order to keep growing that audience. And so the best thing you can do is to take that revenue and put it back into making more and even better content and giving more to your audience. Now, if you really want to be a really successful entrepreneur with this, obviously you build a team. So you hire the best people you can find to help you build that content. People that do the thing called YouTube automation. They build a YouTube channel. They get it successful. They just give the best content they can to their audience, right? And then what they do is they take the profits from that channel and then they funnel those profits back into hiring a team to build more YouTube channels. And then that starts to bring in more revenue as well. And they just keep growing, building, scaling. And there's guys that crack this now. Young people that crack this, like that started in their teens. And this is the stories we now hear of the guys who are like, yeah, I'm 21, and I just retired my parents and I'm making like 150 grand a month and I'm set for life. I have 22 YouTube channels. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. The opportunity has just begun, in fact. It's literally just begun. This is brand new. You're in, ahead of the curve. Most people haven't sussed this yet. It's flipping amazing. And there's been a few people that have proven the concept now. And we now know that this works. It's time to get on it. So create the most value that you possibly can in an area that you're the most passionate about, that you have the greatest expertise in, and that it's real. You know, you're not trying to bluff anyone or convince anyone. A guy who's doing really, really well at this gave me a key piece of insight. He said, treat your audience as though it's your best friend. Imagine you're hanging out with your best friend and you want to help them out with something, whatever it is. You're not going to give them some BS advice. You're not going to try and get their money as quickly as possible. You want to help your friend, whoever it is, whoever you like the most in the world. Think about that person and address your content as if you're talking to them. All right, I'll see you next time.